Okay, and welcome to the video on members, class members, public and private. This is your first introduction to private members. Right now, I have a class called Colors, and it has three members: R, G, B. R is for red, G is for green, and B is for blue, and this should be familiar to you. And we have made them public. So what I can do here in main, I can have the class colors, and I can instantate it. In other words, make an object called myColor, and I can set myColor.r, say to 200, myColor.g, say to 125, myColor.b, say to 20, and I can go ahead and compile it and see if I get an error. And there I am compiling, and there is no error. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to change the word public to private. P-R-I-V-A-T-E. These members are now private. And you might say, well, what does that mean? Well, let's see. Let's try and compile it now. When I compile it now, I get some errors. And if I look at what my errors are, my errors say that function main in the color R is private. Within the context, color G is private, and color B is private. Well, one might ask, well, why would I have private members? And then if I do, how do I work with them? Well, let's see. What I've done here is I've added to the class colors a method that we're going to call a function. And this method, which is public, this is what I've added. This is going to allow me to access the private members. And you might say, wow, why are we going through all this, man? This seems like a big pain. Well, bear with me, and you'll see this is really a super powerful feature that's used all over the place, especially in computer games. So you may not see the application, the reason for it right now, but you will in the next video. So stick with me on this. Okay, so what I have now, this method is many times referred to as a function. And what it has inside these parentheses is called the argument. And what it has inside the argument are three different parameters. They're of the data type init, and I'm calling the first one X. I'm identifying the second one as Y, and I'm identifying the third one as Z. I could have used any legal identifier here for the X, for the Y, and the Z, but I chose these. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm setting inside this function, I'm setting R equal to whatever the value of X is up here. And I'm setting G whatever the value of Y is up here. And I'm setting B whatever the value of Z is up here. So if I look down here, when I instantate colors with the object myColor, I commented these out here. That's what I was doing. That didn't work. Here's how I do it now. I put myColor, which is this, getColors, which is this member that allows me to access these private members, and here I put in my red 200. In other words, the 200 will come right in here, and X will be equal to 200, and then R will be assigned whatever I put in for X. This R will now be this R up here. And then I have 125 for the second one. That's this one right here, which is Y, and Y will now be G will now be assigned whatever value I put for Y. So that private member G will now get the value of 125 right down here. And then I put the last one in at RGB. That's going to be for B, for the blue color, a 20. And that's going to go right in here for the Z value, and the Z value is the value that's going to be assigned to the private member B right here. And if I go through this and I try to compile it, this time I do not get an error. So this works. So the way you access private members is through a public method, generally referred to as a function, which has an argument list, and the arguments can then be assigned the values that you want so you can access the private members. Now, let me show you something. If I leave off the word private, that I'm going to do right now, it's the same thing. If you don't declare whether it's public or private, it turns out that it's going to be private. So I had to make the function that could access the private members, I had to make that public. So let's compile it again, and it works. Okay, so what we've seen here is when you have private members in a class, you need to have a function that allows you to access those private members. And you might be asking, understandably, why do I need to go through all that? Well, in the next video, I'll show you an excellent application. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching.